I'm still not going to call the season a failure. I think it was a success. And the reason I think it was a success is because of how moribund and pathetic the franchise had been leading up to this season. The New York Knicks had been a laughingstock. It has been. Their owner was considered deplorable and petty and pathetic. The Garden was a place that was known for rats and roaches, not for basketball. There was a lot of things that were going on. But then Leon Rose arrived. And so did World Wide West, William Wesley. Scott Perry was retained. And Tom Thibodeau was brought in as the head coach of the New York Knicks. And from that point forward, a different culture was built. They're better for it. They obviously were competitive. They finished as a top 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. They won 41 of 71 games, or 72 games, I'm sorry. Went 41-31 this season. A guy named Julius Randle sparked the Garden because he became the NBA's most improved player, averaging 24 and 10 on the season. Had a pretty good year and deserves major props for it, and was a legitimate league MVP candidate because of how he had helped resurrect the New York Knicks in Madison Square Garden. We saw a resurgence of Derrick Rose and said that and learned that he still has a lot of life left in him, even though he was completely spent last night. And in that regard, and when you look at it from a cultural perspective, definitely it was a success. And I'll tell you something else that made the season successful. Last night, in this series, because with this series, even though they lost it in 5 games, what you learned is Julius Randle is not a number 1 option. And I'm not going to crucify him on this particular day because he did have a good season. And I'm not going to malign him or anything like that. I'm just going to be humble and straightforward and correct in saying what I have to say. This is a guy that averaged 37 on 58% shooting and 50% from three-point range against the Atlanta Hawks in 3 regular season meetings. And in this particular series here, this dude averaged 18 points, but he shot 30% from the field, 33% from three-point range, was going left every time, didn't even have a right hand, was very transparent and predictable, and I know they were throwing bodies at him. But the bottom line is what you learned was his limitations. Julius Randle is an elite number 3 option, a quality number 2 option, but damn sure ain't a number 1 option. And that much has been proven in this series alone. And R.J. Barrett, I know he's got a lot of promise, and I like him, but there's levels to this. Zion is on a level. Ja Morant is on a level. Number 1, number 2 picks a couple years ago. And then there is R.J. Barrett, who is a precipitous fall off from those 2 that I were mentioned. So when you recognize that reality, as far as I'm concerned, if I'm the New York Knicks, I kidnap R.J. Barrett and Julius Randle for the entire offseason. I tie up their left hand, I handcuff it to a bar, do something, and I make sure that they are not allowed to use their left hand. They're only allowed to use their right hand for the entire off season. That is what I would do. But the season was a success because they're relevant again. And that's where I'm at with it, Max.
Every single thing you said was on point just now. Every single thing you said. And what Julius Randle said especially, he's right. They reinstilled pride in Knicks basketball, not New York basketball. The Nets got New York basketball. Don't worry about it, New York. You're fine. You know, the Nets are going to be playing for a while. Knicks are all done, just like you knew was going to happen. But Julius Randle's right about that. You're even right to point out when it mattered most, he got cut in half. Look at all the numbers you put up. They were all half when it mattered most in the playoffs, and he saw that defensive attention. Not a knock against Randle. As you said, elite number 3 option, solid number 2 option, and a number 1. All that stuff is right, and that's the problem, Stephen A. That's the problem. No, I'm not going to call that a success. You have to reset expectations. Well, if you said in the beginning of the season, no, we're not in the beginning of the season. We saw what the Knicks could do, what Tom Thibodeau could do, and the bottom line is they got gentlemen swept by a lower seed. They got 1 playoff win. And a lot of people thought they were going to win that series. I thought, it's a really good 7-game series. Go either way. I'll take, maybe the Knicks will do it. You certainly thought the Knicks would. A lot of people thought they're the higher seed, and they lost. And guess what now? Well, now we're playing with pride. Oh, really? That's a great moral victory that your team plays in a way that you can be proud of? That's a big thing for a New York franchise to want? For the home of the New York Yankees, the greatest franchise in the history of world sports? The New York football Giants, one of the most successful franchises in the history of the NFL, the Knicks supposed to be the heritage franchise. They play with pride. They won a single playoff game. People are celebrating. Well, now they got a healthy culture. And now they can attract, well, let's see what they actually have. What do the Knicks actually have? Might they get someone like Bradley Beal? I like Bradley Beal a lot. Stephen A., if Bradley Beal's your best player, which he would be by far on this Knicks team, you ain't winning no championship. You're not even going to get to a conference finals. Bradley Beal's awesome. But let's be real. Not a top 5 player, a top 8 player, something like that. No, and this is what the Knicks are hoping for now. Stephen A., when we were coming up, and you're a little older than me, so I wasn't alive for the Walt Frazier Knicks. I remember the Patrick Ewing Knicks. And you know what the frustration was there most seasons? We're on a second, especially when Ewing got old, we're on a second-round treadmill. We're not good enough to win the championship. We're not bad enough to get high draft picks. We're just going to be – the Knicks are hoping maybe to one day get back to a second-round treadmill, which they're not even on right now. That's the big prize. Maybe if we keep improving – not an MVP, but an all-star will come and sign, and we can maybe get knocked out in the second round from now on, and the city can be proud. I don't know what city you're talking about. I think the city should be proud of the Brooklyn Nets, who have a real good chance to win a championship this year.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.